Okay, with me today here at Humanisterna Kalmar, or Kalmar Humanists, I have Miss Maha Nasser from Yemen, and she's a journalist and writer. And later this evening she will make a talk to the public here at the library, titled Experiences in Yemen and Sweden, Culture and Women's Rights. So welcome.
Well, thank you. I want to thank you for a warm welcome and give me this opportunity to talk and express myself and highlighting a little bit about my country, culture and situation as well. Okay.
So would you like to maybe to present yourself a little bit more? Who are you?
Yeah, I'm Maha Nasser. I am a journalist from Yemen. I came to Sweden through ICOR. ICOR is the organization which try to protect writers and journalists, musicians, cartoonists from the violation in their country. And there are around 65 cities involved with ICOR, actually. Most of them in Europe and most of them in Sweden as well. There are 25 cities in Sweden, and that's I think that's very good. And I think as much as Sweden icon for peaceful, I think this is the reason that there are a lot of cities that welcoming writers and musicians and journalists who are in risk.
Yeah, that's what we call fristadsförfattare in Swedish.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. In Yemen, I understand that you were deeply engaged in women's rights, and I assume that was the main reason that you had to leave your country when the civil war started, or could you say something about that?
Yes, actually I left my country because I was threatened in my country when the war breaking out.
Yeah.
And then I lost my job, I lost my brother, I lost 5 members of my cousin and my friends, my colleagues in the media. And then I was threatened. I chose to leave my country and I went towards Malaysia because Malaysia was the only country that allowed Yemeni people to enter without a visa, and they give us also a social visa to stay. But there was no financial aid. That's what make it difficult to stay there, and tough time. I had tough time and hard time in Malaysia.
So when did you leave
I leave
Yemen?
Late of 2016 after my brother murdered.
And then you stayed a year or so in Malaysia?
Around year and a half in Malaysia, and then I came through ICOR to Sweden. Smålands Posten, SFTV, and that's what gave me opportunity to work with Mosaic, with Arabic section, and write articles and doing interview with immigrants as well, with a good model of immigrants. Actually, I write about my country, sometimes about the situation in my country, and then I write about some topic in Swedish about immigrants or any topic that I want to write about. And I think this is also good. It was a good opportunity for me to express myself and to continue doing my work as a journalist.
Yeah, I've read some articles.
Yeah, I read some
before
articles.
This interview, I could see that. So maybe you could describe a little bit about the situation right now in Yemen, especially women's situation, of course.
Yeah, actually, the situation in Yemen now it's very difficult, as UN described it a worst humanitarian situation in the world.
Yeah.
And it's a war. It's just only the war by weapons. It's a war by many tools, like starvation, disease, and they destroyed everything. Deterioration of education and economy and everything. Arrest women and rape them. They raped kids, and I think it's quite difficult. And now I think there are a lot of students out of school, and that's mean keep my country live in darkness for a decade and for a long time period. And I think it will be difficult period coming, because the generation that we wait is raped generation and oppressed generation. It will be full with hate and racism, and I think we wait for a difficult time. About women, as I said, women in Yemen, she is the most miserable woman in the world, and the war has doubled his suffering. As I said earlier, now there are arrested and torture in the prison against women, and a lot of violation against women and kids and youth as well.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I read in Mosaic that you have also expressed something about the differences, the cultural differences between Yemen and Sweden. You wrote some articles about that.
Yeah, actually, there are big differences.
Yeah, big
between,
differences.
Yeah, between Yemen.
What are the biggest or the most?
We have something in common. Kind people. Yemen people is kind people.
Yeah.
And but what I like more in Sweden, quality and freedom, and and punctuality. People are punctuality in Sweden. In my country, actually, my country is our oldest civilization.
Yeah.
And I think we have a great past, but painful present, actually.
Okay.
Culture in Yemen is quite diversity. Culture from north to south. Clothes, different food, different FN people, profiles, different climate as well. And so I think we have diversity culture in Yemen. About women, I think women in Sweden, it's lucky. They are lucky because I said freedom and quality. That's make her just make up her mind and choose what field that she wants to work, and choose her own life, and that's quite important, and that's what we fight to get in Yemen. Yeah, the most thing that I like in Sweden, Swedish women is independent women. That's what make her strong. Yemeni women, it's not like independent women. That's what make her weak and fragile. And there are no law that's protect Yemeni women from the domestic violence. This is the important thing. Independent women, that's what make her weak and fragile, and there are no law that's protect Yemeni women from the domestic violence. This is the important thing.
Were there any progress before the war in women's liberation or
war
rights?
make the situation for women worse.
Yeah.
But women in Yemen had respect in the community. There are traditional law that it's forbidden to arrest women or torture badly with women outside home. There are violence inside home. Domestic violence, but outside they respect women. Now they broke all this rule and this law, and they start insult women, and I think women in Yemen now they're suffering a lot than before.
Okay. Thank you very much for this short
welcome.
interview.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to listen to your talk later on.
Okay, yeah, we can complete the interview after, yeah.
So thank you very much.